And
hello and welcome to AGK Media. I'm Shelley Carney.
Well, you get down the fiddle and you get down the pole. Kick off your shoes and you throw them in the bowl.
And I'm Toby Eunice. Stick with us tonight. We've got emails to read. We've got text messages. We've got voicemails. We had a lot of fun. We got pictures. More pictures. Stay with us.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Julie. Huh? Julie. Guess what day it is? Julie. Huh? Julie. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Come on, I know you can hear me. Anybody? Huh? Woo-hoo! Mike. What day is it, Mike? Anybody? Julie. Huh? Julie. Hey, guess what day it is? Julie. Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's Hump Day.
Woo-hoo! Hump day, hump day, hump day.
So, AJ, I don't know why YouTube is holding your camels, but keep posting them. I'll keep releasing them. Yeah, I'll keep approving them.
These camels approved by AGK Media.
AJ's camels. I need to reset. So, why don't we tell folks what's going on tonight? Do you know what's going on tonight?
All right. So first, we're going to talk to talk about whatever weird personal stuff we got going on, and Toby's going to laugh. So that's always fun.
I just spit all over myself.
Toby's going to spit all over himself. And then we call it a spit take.
A spit take.
And now he's going to drink water and he's going to spit that out.
Don't make me laugh.
Okay. I'll wait till you're done drinking.
All right, go.
All right. There's some more camels we have to show.
Oh, okay.
We're going to show camels.
We're going to show camels.
And we're going to read some
because it's the Hoedown.
Emails. We're going to talk about the picture we have up there behind us. And
who's that picture?
What is that picture? It's a picture of the rainbow.
Gosh and begorra, the saints be praised. There's a pot of Fenn's gold at the end of that rainbow.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
I think you're confusing two different songs.
I'm not in a very good singing voice this week. My allergies are setting in.
And that photo was sent to us by Andy Powell. Very nice, beautiful photo of a rainbow.
Where's the hooray?
Yeah. You want applause?
Applause. Applause for Andy Powell.
I should also get
tonight's photo. Because it's a rainbow.
Because it's a rainbow. Huh?
No, you have to keep on these things. Or give me the mouse. Which do you prefer?
Oh, what are you doing? Wait, why do you want the mouse?
For the chat thing. The show and the hide. So you're not on it. You gotta stay honest.
Oh, I see. Okay. Here, you can have the mouse.
All right.
Can I start reading emails?
Do we have emails?
Let's see. Okay, you wanted the mouse. You're responsible for all this stuff now. The mouse is yours. Oh. So you have to get us back to full screen.
Oh, sorry. Not paying attention.
There you go.
Here we are. We're back.
Okay.
With emails. Do we have any housekeeping? I forgot to ask.
Oh, we do have some housekeeping.
Housekeeping, you want to?
Let's just go back. We're going to play that video backwards.
Make sure you like this video, because when you like this video, YouTube gives us extra
love,
emotional support. If we'd like you to share it with your friends, family, neighbors, business associates, and social networks.
And the world.
And the world. Anybody else you can think of. Just share it with everyone. Use your Twitter account. Twitter seems to be in the news a lot recently. And then finally, if you're not already a subscriber, click on that subscribe button. When the notification bell window opens up, click on that notification bell. And that way, you will be happily informed every time we go live, and you don't have to worry about whether or not you can catch us on the replay. So, enough for housekeeping.
All right.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription It's more cowbell.
More cowbell. That's what we need in life. More cowbell. All right. So let's start off with, Cynthia, I did get your text message. Thank you. So let's start off with.
If anybody else would like to send a text or leave a voicemail, the number's on the screen, 866-597-9901.
I don't know why it's not done. Yeah, if you have a text message. Did you say that?
Yes.
Voicemails?
Moving forward.
Okay, moving forward. Here we go with our first email of the night. This one is from Pine. Oh, interesting. So it's like Pine Spark, but it could be Pines Park. One or the other. It says, "Hi, Toby and Shelley. Love the show. Has Forrest ever answered why his dad would acquire a single young... Oh, this is going to take an odd left turn here. Has Forrest ever answered why his dad would acquire a single young female calf that had never produced milk? Where was Bessie's mother? Did they bottle feed her till she grew? She had hundreds of pounds to go. If she later produced milk, where was her own calf? Seems to be a risky and expensive pet for a young, struggling family. Bessie could easily have ended up a dry cow for all their efforts." Well, the honest answer is I have absolutely no idea about any of these, since the only cattle I was ever around was beef cattle, and all I did was help round them up. I never did the whole.
Well, my husband used to be in FFA, Future Farmers of America, and one time they did have a cow. I mean, they also had chickens and they had sheep and ducks and all kinds of things on their farm. It was a very small farm, but they did one time get a cow as a project for the school, right? But that, again, was a beef cow. No, but they did also have a milk cow, because I remember him talking to me about milking the cow and his mom having to milk the cow, and they didn't have that cow very long. I don't think they liked.
Well, that's because what happens is you have to get up every morning and milk that damn cow,
and then you have to milk it before dinner.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. They're like horses. What's that old line about horses? Horses are. They eat money
and poop work.
Poop work, yeah. So, do you have some advice for Pines Park on this matter?
I would say stop obsessing about cows. It doesn't get you closer to the treasure.
Thank you.
Unless it's cow lasers. In
cow
which case, go ahead and watch cow lasers all you want.
Why is Fenn's treasure on Google Maps? This is from TJ Rich, and he presents a link, which I suppose I could share with you, but I don't have the email in front of me. So let me get that picture up. I actually, where's my mouse?
Now remember, we need 2 mouses.
Would they be mice then?
Yeah, they would not be.
Let's see. Let me switch over here.
Because we have 2 monitors doesn't mean we have 2 computers.
So for those of you that don't know, if you go to Google Maps or Google Earth, you can do a search on Fenn's treasure, and you'll get this link, or this, what do they call them? Push pin. That's labeled Fenn's treasure, and this has been there for a while. I think it goes back as far as 2013. Some Weisenheimer put it in there. It's up in Colorado, between or below, kind of south and east of Stone Ridge in Colorado. It's not an easy place to get to. There's no roads anywhere nearby. It's probably in the 13,500 foot range. It's definitely not a 14er. But somebody put it up there. The funny part is that it became a location with some sort of business reference. So the website for this location is Fenn's website, Old Santa Fe Trading Co. or whatever it is. I don't know that I can cite it correctly, so I'll parrot whatever that is, whatever his site is. But what's really interesting is they put a phone number in there as well, and there's 4, I think, reviews. One of them, the first one, is a 1-star review, and it's from somebody who has an American phone number, but it looks like his name is East Indian. And he says, "I don't know who did this, but I'd appreciate it if you take my phone number down from here. I don't like getting these calls, and I don't know anything about this stupid treasure." So read about it. I guess the guy who put up the Fenn's treasure thing put a fake phone number in there that belonged to someone that probably he didn't care about. And he's getting all the calls about Fenn's treasure. So, yes, the answer to your question is, you ask why not?
They don't see us.
Google, what? Oh. Okay.
Showing them stuff
there-
they can't see.
So the answer to your question, why is Fenn's treasure on Google Maps? The answer is because someone can. You knew that was going to happen.
It's just like Wikipedia, you know.
Sooner
People
or
can
later.
get in there and they
Yeah.
can change it.
This is from Sam O.
Carter?
Yeah, but I'm reading them backwards. Rats. Okay, I need to take them to the back. The printer prints them out the wrong way.
Oh, no. Dumb printer.
Dumb printer. This is from Joseph Stoflet. Joseph's, and this is called, the subject is Fenn treasure. Hello, my name is Joe Stofflet. It's Stoflet, so I'm gonna pronounce it Stofflet. I am an obsessive Fenn treasure hunter. Are there any other kind? And I have been studying Forrest Fenn for the last few months or so. Yeah, see, that's what happens when you get obsessive. I just thought I would share my thoughts and try to get you out of New Mexico. No, we like New Mexico, but we're not searching for the treasure anyway. You should really check out a video by, quote, Thrill of the Treasure, unquote, titled, Why the Forrest Fenn Treasure Might Not Be in New Mexico. Wait, I think that's our video, isn't it?
I don't think we
He raises
know
some
treasure.
really great points, in my opinion, why the treasure is nowhere near Santa Fe or even New Mexico. He can cover his tracks, for that matter. I believe the only reason Fenn doesn't want you to know exactly where he hid/buried the treasure is so he can cover his tracks regarding the whole rental car issue. The secret to Fenn's treasure is in his heart of hearts, his secret spot, and where he wanted to leave his resting bones. I am convinced I know which geographic location the treasure resides in, and this fall I am going to try and narrow that search. You get a cock-a-doodle-doo. I live in Wisconsin, and I am pretty financially limited, seeing as I have a child to raise, so I can't go search until I'm physically able. But I'm going to find... That sounds like a conflict. You're raising a child, but physically unable.
To do
Is that
what?
the child to go search? I have a child to raise, so I can't search until I'm physically able. What does that mean?
Anything to do with the physical world. Physically, this
Oh, okay.
person is
Okay.
unable to get away
All right.
from their child.
But I am going to find that box, as God is my witness. Ooh, bringing God into the picture, huh? I just felt the need to say something because I like your shows. I enjoy watching you and Shelley, especially Shelley, and I think you throw some interesting ideas around. You two have been stuck in New Mexico for too long, all uppercase. Go north and find that treasure. Well, I wish you the best and happy hunting. Sincerely, Joe Stofflet. P.S. All my love to Shelley.
Is that Joe S?
Oh, it could very well be. Could be. I don't know.
We got some more shows and hides there.
Oh, so
I don't know why they
I don't know
We'll
why they're
show their
blocking
little pictures.
he blocked Roost, now he blocked Rooster. So Brad's got something. He's got a camel and a
cow.
what is that?
It's a cow.
Okay. I don't know why YouTube is blocking the
Emojis, I know.
emojis. They never
not
block
all of
them.
them either, just some of them.
Yeah. Must be like the thumbs up. Heather Dawn does a thumbs up. Okay. I got to go backwards. This is subject line 2 questions on Forrest scrapbook number 198. I haven't read it yet, so this is from Alan Kelly. Hi, Toby. I hope all is well with you and Shelley, especially Shelley.
Just adding that on, just to make that up. Just making that up.
I have 2 questions for you about Forrest's most recent scrapbook number 198, screenshot below. Oh, how convenient. Yeah, good thing because I haven't read it yet. Number 1, if Forrest was spotted at 20/2356 and rescued the next day at just after 21/0012, can we assume it was completely dark, cold in the middle of the night? I don't know anything about military Zulu time or Vietnam night skies. So Zulu time is actually Greenwich Mean Time. And all the military operates on that single Greenwich Mean Time because we're in we are, the U.S. is all around the world. So there has to be a common time for communication. So if I send you a message at Quad Zulu, you know what time I send it to you regardless of where you are. So Greenwich Mean Time, midnight is what is referred to as Quad Zulu, 0000 Zulu, right? And then you add or subtract from that time. In New Mexico, we subtract 7 from that in order to get the Zulu time. In Vietnam, it was +7. So if you take Zulu time as listed in the aircraft logbook and add 7 hours to it, then you'll know what time these things actually took place, Vietnam time. So, for example, he was spotted at 23:56, so that would be almost Quad Zulu. So that was 7 hours later. And so he was seen at approximately 6:56 a.m. Vietnam time. And then they picked him up the following day on the 21st at 0012 Zulu. You add 7 to that, so they picked him up at 7:12 a.m. So that's how so it wasn't, they didn't see him at night and they didn't pick him up at night. So it's Zulu time, which is Greenwich Mean Time, plus 7 hours for Vietnam. Okay, so Forrest was located at 110-93-89. This may be a dumb question, but how can I find this location on Google Earth with just that information? That's interesting because military units use something called the MGRS, Military Grid Reference System. It's based on the UTM. The United States military uses it. All the NATO countries use it. And it's a reference system based on the metrics of UTM. Generally speaking, this isn't enough information. So when somebody gave me a reference system in Vietnam, they would give me 4 digits as a reference to the map that they were referring to, because all the maps in Vietnam had a 4-digit code, a 4-digit reference number in the upper right-hand corner. So I'd get 4 digits indicating which map that they were referring to, and then I would get at least 4 numbers, which represented the grid coordinates, but that's a 1-click, that's a 1 square mile box. So if you want to get more accurate, you had to add more digits to it, and there was 2, 4, 6, and 10. And so so here's what I'm going to, so I'm not going to give you a presentation on military grid reference system, but look it up. You can go to, just Google MGRS. That explains how it works. This, based on what I know about that system, isn't enough information, but here's what I can conclude from it. I can conclude that the 110 in this represents some code or some characteristic of the map that they were referring to, because it's divided into these 100 kilometer, is it 100 kilometer? Yeah, 100 kilometer topo maps, right? So I'm going to guess, I don't remember, I remember the map numbers in Vietnam started with 6s, the 6000 series. So this could be like 6,110, the map 610. And then the coordinates are easting and northing. So the first coordinate, in this case, is 93. So you'd go 93 across. So all these, I'm going to have to get into the MGRS. So where's our friend Fox Mike 20? That's the map. Okay, so it starts from the lower left-hand corner, and it goes north 100 grid points, 100 kilometers, and east 100 kilometers. So when somebody tells me they're at, in this case, 93, they're 93 kilometers on the map this direction and 89 kilometers on the map this direction. But now I have a big 1 kilometer grid. So in order to give it more detail, I'd have to add 4 more numbers, etc. on all this. So honestly, I don't know. This isn't enough information for me to tell you whether or not you can find this on Google Maps. In Google Maps, what you would have to do, they don't have the MGRS on there. They have the UTM, which is the same thing. And you could eventually convert it to UTM if you had more information. I just don't think there's enough information. But I think if you were to combine this with Fenn's story of that day, you could have a better sense of where he was. And here's one of Toby's little secrets he's going to share with you. The University of Texas, University at Texas, Austin Library has an online resource of all the topographic maps that were used by the military during the Vietnam era, by number, by grid coordinates, etc., etc. So if you could combine a little bit of intelligence collected from Fenn's stories about this, plus what information, what open source information is on these logs that were presented by, I think his first name was Chris, I don't remember his last name. If you combine the two, that might give you enough information to then go to the University of Texas library, and all you have to do a Google search on Vietnam era topographic maps, and it will show up. The University of Texas library will show up, and those maps, they have scanned those maps in, and you can access them. You know how in New Mexico we have map names called Toltec Gorge and Rio de los Pinos and things like that. It has the names that those maps represent in Vietnam, the biggest visible object on that 100 square kilometer area. And you can look at those maps individually. Eventually, with enough kind of intelligence, this would be an interesting project, with enough intelligence for anyone, you could actually find out the precise location of where he went down, and you could see the topography for that location. But that, unfortunately, unless you do a lot of interpretation at 110/93/89, the 93 and 89 are interesting because they're less than 100, right? So that works out with the easting and northing coordinates on a MGRS map. So that tells me that probably represents the coordinates. I'm going to guess the 110 was some sort of shorthand for that unit's reference to the map. So they may have been referring to a map, but not using all 4 of the digits on these Vietnam topographic maps that we're talking about. They might have just shorthanded it out to 110. But that would be a guess. The other two I'm more confident in because, as I said, they're both below 100. And the easting and northing numbers on all MGRS maps are 0 to 99. So I hope that helps.
All right. And
ooh, ka-ching from whom?
Alan, the guy who wrote us that email, he's paying you for that great answer.
Oh, well, thank you, Alan. That was very kind. I hope it saves you some time. Well, that was a lot of fun. Brought back some memories. Tested the 50-year-old memory of this old man.
And they're talking about the supermoon that's happening tonight. It's the vernal equinox, and there's a supermoon, full moon tonight, and it's known as the worm moon because it's the time when earthworms start coming out because it's spring. They were talking about that in the chat room. So, yeah.
I'm talking MGRS, and you guys are talking about worms, for God's sakes.
Well, somebody's going to talk about something interesting.
Ouch. Okay, this is entitled Fenns, plural, I guess, and it's from Sam O. Carter. Hello, you do not know me, but I have recently found your blog. Have you considered the, open parentheses, House of Brown, close parentheses, being the Buffalo Bill Museum in Cody, Wyoming? Fenn speaks very fondly of memories of a buffalo being housed there, and he called him Brown, the warm waters halt at the dam leading to the Buffalo Bill Reservoir. From there, it is a canyon running south, canyon down, into the reservoir itself. The coastline is, I guess, to the running water. The coastline is also very rocky, heavy loads, and the water is very deep, water high, good luck. Also, along the coastline are many, many blazes. No, we haven't considered that. I'm sorry. Please don't read live soundbite. Oh, that's not supposed to be in there. Oh, okay.
What? Oh, please don't read.
Yeah, please don't read. The title of this email is "What Clues!" exclamation point, and it's from Scott Lemieux.
Lemo.
No, that's Lemieux.
Lemo.
There's a hockey
Marie
player.
Lemo.
There's a hockey player with that name.
I used to have a friend who was a cheerleader with that last name.
Really?
Yeah, it was Chalamont. He calls it Lemieux.
Lemieux. I don't know if he calls it Lemieux. I've just always heard it. Lemieux.
Where'd you hear it that way?
Well, in France, that's how that word is.
It's like Marie and Lemieux.
Okay. Hello, Toby and Shelley.
Lemieux.
Hello,
Like
Toby.
Pepe Le Pew. Lemieux.
Wow, somebody did a whole czar. Oh,
There's the one above it, too.
oh, there.
Elusive.
Elusive. It's a bunch of chickens. Okay. Hello, Toby and Shelley. Congratulations on the new studio. My name is Scott. I joined the hunt for Fenn's treasure last April and got my books in June. I did what Forrest said, study the poem, read the book a couple of times, and look for the subtle hints. It gave me a search area. I've been boots on the ground twice. The first was a success and a failure.
Well, that's what he says. Way to look at it.
It was a success and a failure. Success because I found it, meaning the treasure, I guess. Failure for not taking it. There should be a period there. So he found the treasure, but he decided to leave it behind. The reason I can't say right now, which makes sense because I wouldn't be able to explain why I left the treasure in its place either. And I found the treasure, but I decided to kind of leave it there and come back some other time. I can't say right now, but will be discussed after Forrest announces the chest is found. I sent a picture along with my solve to Forrest saying I'll be back for it in a month or two. He didn't reply. Oh, darn that Forrest. Which I don't think there's anything he could say but good luck or something along that line until it was in my hands. So I returned only to be disappointed the chest was not there. I thought that's what you get for leaving it behind. Right?
Finders, keepers, losers, weepers.
Exactly. You would need a flashlight to see it during the winter. I think the chest is sitting in a nice warm vault until Forrest says the chase is back on.
And is he going to tell us where it was?
No. So searchers wait till he announces the hunt is on. He wants everybody to stay safe, and who knows the area better than Forrest. Well, I said enough for now, and the hunt...
Not really. And tell us where it was.
Wait. I said enough for now. The blaze is reddish orange. The chest is not buried. The chest is not wet, only by rain. Meaning, apparently, the chest is wet by something other than just rain.
See? Orange. The blaze is orange. Like the
blaze.
Rainbow.
Rain. Oh, gosh and begorra, the rainbow is orange as well.
That's right.
The saints be praised. The saints be praised. Better than, who knows the area better than Forrest? I said enough for now, like the blaze is reddish orange. The chest is not buried. The chest is not wet, only by rain. The chest is in a crevice. Oops. Did I just say those things? Oh, well. Good luck to all the Fenn treasure hunters. Stay safe and enjoy the thrill.
First it's in a vault, then it's in a crevice. Where is it? Seriously.
Seriously.
Make up our minds here.
Okay. This is Fenn conflating. Is that a word?
Yes.
Okay. And this is from Byron Rhodes. Hi, Toby and Shelley. I thought this would be an interesting topic of conversation. I have read many of Fenn's quotes and have listened to all of the videos of him, and there have been times when Fenn will include all the possibilities of clues as legitimate options. A couple examples are, there are many places in the Rocky Mountains where warm waters halt, period, unquote. Well, no, Fenn, there are not. There is only one place, and it's the answer to your first clue. Aha, scolding Dr. Fenn. Especially if the right answer is something so specific and abstract, like the fishing regulations and rivers coming into New Mexico from the north are warm. What? Ooh. Not too many of those. Another example is, what does the word quote, blaze, unquote, in the poem mean, question mark, quote. A horse can have a blaze on its forehead. A blaze can be scraped onto a tree to mark one's way. A blaze can mean a flame or a scar on a rock. It seems he includes all the possibilities and all the search ideas when he says there's 10 billion blazes out there. What are your thoughts on this?
Blaze, the blaze. So
there's only one of each out there.
Conflate. Verb. Gerund or present participle. Conflating. Combine 2 or more texts, ideas, etc. into one.
All right.
Conflate.
Well, he does do that, doesn't he? The subject line is Great Show.
Absolutely.
It's from Scott Miller. Toby and Shelley, I saw the Friday show as I was on sunny... I just saw the Friday show as I was in sunny Orlando last week. Another great show. I really like the music editions. I would humbly request, since there are so many of us Minnesota hunters, a group button on karaoke version, the Immigrant Song.
And then he goes on.
I am probably in the minority, but I prefer the Trent Reznor's Girl with the Dragon Tattoo version, Land of the Ice and Snow. Very appropriate for us Northerners. Oh, it's from Sakar.
Huh. Very cool.
And we have an open...
one last open one.
One last open card.
For the Minnesotans.
So this is from John and Karen Werner, Toby Fan 3000, and his better half. Hi, Toby. Hope the package doesn't get busted up. Local wine from Finger Lake. Karen selected for a nice steak dinner.
Oh, must be a red.
There's a tracking data. Keep that. Thank you,
All right.
John and
Don't throw
Karen.
that one on the floor.
We have to wait until, when's your diet over?
Middle of May.
Middle of May. I have to wait till the middle of May.
Yeah, we're
Diet.
taking a holiday from booze right now. Well, I am anyway.
Well, I won't drink it without you.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
I mean, so
Just
that
because you had a
effective-
drink on St. Patrick's Day doesn't mean you're like a big old alkie or something.
I had to go do my Thai thing for...
I'm just saying, you're like acting like you're going to be drinking all the time, whether I am or not.
No, I still got that bottle of wine that we got from...
Champagne, I know.
Yeah.
From when we had a little goodbye party for my daughter and her husband, and they moved off to Austin. UT, Hook 'em Horns. That's what this was. This was not a gang sign. This was not a devil sign. This was UT.
Did they find that out?
Somebody said something about
Oh, no, that's
being
Hook 'em Horns.
I think it was elusive.
I attended UT for 1 year while I was trying to get... I just come back from Vietnam and assigned to Fort Hood, Texas. That's why I know that whole area around Temple and the Lampasas and all those.
In fact, his daughter Sean was born in
That's
Texas.
See, I know Darnell Army Hospital at Fort Hood is where she was born. She was conceived in Vietnam.
We don't need to know that.
Okay, so...
We don't want that picture in our minds. No.
Okay, interview request for Society. Oh, this is from William Thorpe, our friend. So I asked William if he would like me to ask some of you searchers if you'd like to be interviewed for Society magazine when he's here in April. I was kind of concerned that he was focused on New Mexico and Colorado searchers, but he said, oh, that would be great, thanks. If you have also any advices of who I have to see for the paper, that'd be great. I can do a Skype if they are far away from New Mexico. So if you are, I'm going to say you got to be a boots on the ground. You had to have boots on the ground experience searcher, and you would like to be interviewed by William. Send me an email. Send
That's
an
that
email.
French magazine, right?
French magazine Society. It'll be in a French magazine. The article will be in French.
And you can say, Le Mieux.
Le Mieux. It is written by
That's known as a callback.
Mario Lemieux.
Show.
Mario Lemieux
Le
was...
Mieux.
He was a famous hockey player, Canadian hockey player. So if you would like to be interviewed by William for Society, his article on the Fan Treasure, Society magazine, send me your email address and I will forward that to him. I think it would be advisable that you had some boots on the ground experience. So you could tell him about that that boots on the ground experience that you've had. Mm-hmm. Okay, what's that?
That's when we save because there's a track
All right.
anymore.
Okay. All right. You ready to go through the room?
Uh-huh.
Or do you want to go through it? And you want to go on the iPad or you want to do it up here?
You want to give me the mouse or are you going to do the videos?
Okay. Let me see.
I'll say hello from here because I left it at the top for that reason.
Can you do that? Ellen K was at the top. He was the first one in the room. Oh, can you see?
I have it here from the top.
Okay.
We are the top, you're the tower of Pisa. You're the top.
Yeah, see, I can only get as far as Mitchy Mitch.
Okay. You ready?
Say hello
Where's
to my
the
little
hello
friend.
video?
Pardon me?
The hello video?
Oh, got it.
The cow?
Cow, let me see.
Talking about cows
Hello.
tonight.
Toot, toot, toot.
Hello.
love from the other side.
All right, let's have a special welcome to all of our friends in the chat room. We have Alan Kay. Started off with being all by himself in the room, and then he was joined by Brad Kinzer.
But gave us a great question and
by email.
And gave us some super
Yeah,
chat.
super
Thank
chat.
you. Thank you for that,
That's
Alan.
right.
We appreciate it.
Yes.
I hope the answer
Absolutely.
was helpful to you.
Yes. Tony
It means
Driver. Aaron. I don't know if it's George or Jorge.
I can't see more. Let me see.
Jorge.
Jorge.
Well,
Aaron.
or
Jorge.
George.
George.
Or George. We're going to go with Jorge because we're in New Mexico.
New Mexico.
So, Aaron, hello. And we have
Or as we say in New Mexico, hola.
Cynthia Meacham from up the street.
Wait, Cynthia Meacham.
I wasted away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost shaker of salt.
All right. Then we have Craig Carter,
What was that restaurant we went to tonight?
Texas Roadhouse.
We went to the Texas Roadhouse, and the first thing they ask you when you sit down, and the waiter comes up to you and he says, "Can we start you with a big Jesus Christ sized margarita," or whatever that is.
I don't think he
I
said
don't know.
that.
It wasn't quite that, but they always want to start you off with a margarita, and every time they say that, I think of Cynthia.
Oh,
Craig
Craig
Carter.
Carter.
Craig Carter. Oh, where is he? I know he's in here someplace.
The blue one because he's new.
Yeah. What?
Did you not put his name on it? Charles Chapman. Oh, maybe that's who you were thinking of. Did you have
No.
one of each?
How did I forget him? He's here someplace.
You were thinking of somebody else.
Craig, I
You
downloaded
could sing
your.
for him.
Is that was the Bon Jovi one, right? Yeah. How did I miss that? Okay, keep working on that. I'm going to
AJ
do some.
Rainville. And Evan Penn. We have Rusty Nibbles. Joe S. Who sent us a
Oh, Joe S.
question.
Hold on.
Oh.
Joe S. I got to keep going back. I'm going to get Craig's song.
Oh, okay.
Don't go around tonight.
Joe S.
Well, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the right.
Oh, wait. Say Craig Carter again.
Craig Carter again.
Craig Carter?
It's my life. It's now or never. And I ain't gonna live forever.
There we go. See, I did do it. I just couldn't find it on my board here.
Alrighty. Elusive.
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 Being elusive.
And Sludneck. Beeble Brox. Oh, we popped. Beeble Brox. Is that a Beeble Brox popped up to where? I don't know where.
Wow. Well, there's elusive. There's elusive. Oops.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
How did that go?
It does that. Because it's an iPad. It's annoying. All right, I don't know where it was. Beeble Brox. Beeble Brox. Beeble Brox.
That's got to be way up there. Like I said, I'm at Mitchy Mitch, and I'm way down from there.
Beeble Brox. Beeble. Oh. see?
Wow.
Yeah. See what happens? Man.
And you lost it.
Can we do it on there?
No, because that's as far as I can go back.
Well, do you see Beeble Brox?
Nope.
And,
I'm way down at Mitchy Mitch.
You know. I'm stuck now.
Go up from there.
All right, let's just start here. Okay, that's at Beeble Brox. Now we have K Pro, Thor. Have you seen that video?
Confident. It's a great video. It's a great video.
Yeah. 23 Monarcha. Who needs a new song? 23 Monarcha, please suggest a song that's better than this.
Well, he did. That was the message from Scott.
Oh,
He's the one about the girl with the dragon tattoo.
I thought that you said that was the car.
Oh, you're right.
Not
I'm sorry.
23
Never
Monarch.
mind.
It's two
No.
different people.
23 Monarch, suggest a song for yourself. So we can,
Yeah.
Shelley doesn't like this one for you.
We have Matt Bear.
Bear.
Zozo Rocks.
Yeah, he's in.
Okay.
Because Zozo does rock.
He does. He does. He rocks it hard.
Rocks it.
He's a hard rocking guy. I don't know. We're imagining that he might be. Tony Driver. I like that
Tony
name.
Driver.
Dark Sight. Ross B. Jeep Girl Jody. Hey, Jeep Girl
Jeep
Jody.
Girl
Haven't
Jody.
seen you
Long
in a
time no
long
see. Yeah.
Toby Fan 3000. John Werner.
John, thank you and Karen both for that bottle of wine that it's on its way. We'll let you know how it works out.
Fubar 970.
Fubar.
Interesting.
Fubar is a military term.
Yeah. Mitchy Mitch.
Mitchy Mitch. Michelle.
Michelle.
From Germany.
Robin.
He's up late.
Unknown Searcher. Idavio. Okay.
Okay.
Yellow Stoner. Redneck Express. Jonah 1777.
I have an interesting story about Jonah.
Jonah?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So, my last name is Eunice.
That's an interesting story. Seriously?
That was a pretty good story.
Okay.
All right, I'm not telling this story.
You've told it 100 times,
that's
haven't
okay.
you?
I'm told this.
All right. Anyway, Why Must I Go is here. Doug M.N.
Hey, why must they go? Wow. Nice to have you in the room.
Is there like a time lag between when I say it and when you hear it? Or
No,
what?
I hear it and then my brain processes. My brain processes it and then I have to say so. My brain
Has to get
pops.
through the... Karen Warner.
The better half.
And...
Or as we like to call her, Mrs. Toby Fan 3000.
Yeah. Or, well, as we know her. I don't call her that. I call her Karen Warner. Warner. Maybe I don't say it right.
And Werner.
Warner.
And don't forget, if you have a question for us that you don't want to text to us, but would like to, like for us to see it in the room, precede your question with @ @. Yeah, @ AGK space media, so it highlights in orange and we can see it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Chicken Hawk. Stairway to Heaven. Not sure what that's about. Tony Driver.
He wants Stairway to Heaven for his song.
Oh, but we only have one spot and we gave it to Minnesota. Minnesota. Tony Driver. Wow, Toby must be ex-military.
Ex-military, ex-government, yeah, ex-federal government.
He even got his military discount at the Texas Roadhouse for dinner tonight.
I had never asked for it before, and they were all wearing signs, T-shirts that said, "Please support our troops." And there was a parking spot reserved for a Purple Heart license plate. New Mexico has Purple Heart license plate. I don't have one. I have a disabled veterans license plate.
He does have a Purple Heart. He just doesn't have a license plate. Differentiate.
Anyway, we went
He also
in.
has a fake heart.
A purple one, and maybe it's purple. So we went in, and I asked them, do they offer a military or a veterans discount? They said, yes, it's a 10% discount. So we got it tonight.
Yeah,
We've been in there
so if
before.
there's a Texas Roadhouse in your area and you're a veteran, make sure you ask.
10% discount.
Then we have West Guide TAS. Do. Jason Northface in the
Hey, Jason.
house. Do. Mr. T is here. Future Gold Channel. 37 Kia 122068. Not sure what that means.
12/20/68. December 20th. Oh, that was when Fenn was shot down.
And Mitzi Moore is in the house, and Mitzi did make a
What?
comment about my hair. I did just get a haircut yesterday.
How did they notice that? I didn't even notice that.
Because she's a woman.
Oh, Because we rock with Mitzi.
That's right. Thank you for the compliment. Sakar's here.
Sakar. Oh, I don't have the song yet.
We're working on that, Scar.
Yeah.
We'll have it next time. I said Evan Penn at the beginning, so...
Evan Penn sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's in the room every now and then.
No, but I mean, he sounds familiar. Like, I think there is an MSNBC, what do they call it, contributor, whose name is Evan Penn.
Is that you, Evan?
Hmm.
Are you contributing to MSNBC? We have Heather Dawn.
Heather Dawn is in the room.
Riding her dragon through the room. Chris Jones. Jungle Cruiser. I see Hooli.
Just because you make us happy when you...
Everybody wants to party with Hooli. I see Doug. Oh, I said Doug M.N. He said Led Zeppelin. Charles Chapman?
Charles
Chapman. Charles Chapman.
You've been waiting for this one.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's... I know every movie that has ever had a devil-worshipping scene in that movie, they use that piece of music. But I have to tell you, that comes from a poem entitled O Fortuna. And it was the poem was written in the medieval time period by some Catholic monks who were kind of being rebellious, and they were known for their humor. And they wrote a book of poetry called Carmina Burana, if I remember correctly, and O Fortuna was one of the poems in that book. And it's about O Fortuna. It's about the poem is about the fates suffered by the men and the gods in the Greek and Roman stories, and that's what it's about. Yeah, in the Greek and Roman mythology, and that's what O Fortuna is about. And then in around the early 1930s, Karl Orff wrote it into this piece of music. And if you read the poem, it's actually kind of interesting in that it talks about O Fortuna, the fates. But when he put it to this music, it just had that. I'm going to play it again. So and think about this. Is this when you whenever you see a movie and it's got devil worshippers in it? Or the woman who's about to be sacrificed by the devil, they play this music, and it's actually from poetry. Listen to it, and this is what Charles wanted. So maybe Charles knows the entire story. So, bit of non-Fenn trivia there for you guys. So
all right.
I'm a wealth of that. Off-color.
Useless trivia.
Yeah, useless trivia.
Todd Birmingham says TMI.
Yeah, I agree.
About the whole conceiving of the daughter there.
Ew.
Which is why A.J. Rainville put the things that... Jason Hamilton's in the house. Moving on here. Brian Eagle, hello.
Hello, Brian. Austin, UT. Hook 'em horns,
there
baby.
There you go, see? He knows what's up. Belva Jenkins from Chattanooga.
Chattanooga choo-choo.
Pardon me, boys. Is that the Chattanooga choo-choo? Alrighty. I'm Moo, Trippy. John Edo. Donna Buckholtz.
Donna Buckholtz.
FM 32526 Foxtrot Mike.
That's what I was talking about. Who's that? Was it again?
FM 32526.
That's Field Manual 3-25.26. That's the manual on map reading, orienteering, and the understanding of the military. So, who asked that question? Ellen Kelly.
Okay.
That book, FM Field Manual. What was it again? 3-25.26. That tells you everything you need to know about reading a military map, orienteering on a military MGRS map.
And we have River Georgi.
Georgi? I love that name, Georgi. It's so Eastern European.
Tails. Kurt Hensley. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Going down at the bottom.
So, can I read the one from Darkside? Because I want to answer it. Did you see? You got it on there?
Hydromakers and Lavender Blonde.
Oh.
And that's, I think, all the names. If I missed you, write in again and I will.
Okay, so Darkside says, AGK Media, why you both stopped when you're so close is mind-boggling. Oh, it's not a question, it's a statement. Yeah, I know. We just had to. There's
so
other
close.
things. There's other
so
things.
far.
There's other things that we wanted to do with our lives, including this. Investing our time in other things and listening to.
I need to learn the words to that so I can sing along. It's so fun.
Well, that's in Latin,
Yeah.
which is what originally. But you can find, if you look up O Fortuna, you can see the original poem, and it's done in that monk-like script. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down from there.
Cynthia, you have to behave? Somebody warned you to behave? Who warned you?
Who warned you to behave? You just be whoever you want, girl.
You be you. You do you, girl.
You do you, girl.
Yes, queen.
Yeah. Let's see. Karen, hey there, since you mentioned it. Oh, that's to Capra, Fubar, Cynthia.
Paladin, hello.
Oh, Paladin. I forgot Paladin's song.
Uh-oh.
Write that down. Paladin, I'm sorry, I
have a
forgot your
pen.
song. Oh. Okay, Paladin. I won't get you.
Danny White.
Okay, so 23 Monarcha.
Vlog.
23 Monarcha writes, Stoner, do follow my advice, follow the poem, and YouTube kicks it out because it's got Stoner in it. No, wait, so I'm going to show that, sorry.
Oh, I thought I already had shown it. Never mind.
Mitchy Mitch.
Mitchy Mitch.
Why must I go LGFI? Little girl from India can't drive. I don't know. Doug MN, does Shelley really care?
I like goldfish. I like goldfish.
You like goldfish? I didn't really.
Matt Bear says that's what it sounds like. Then they should.
Why must I go? AGK Media, couldn't it be bearing and distance from a beacon? Not in the military. Certainly not in a war zone.
Illinois Ghost says, still boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. Hey, Joel Lewicki just joined the room.
Wow, we need that. We need that
song.
Minnesota song. Minnesota. Not that song.
No, oh,
Yeah.
I guess
But that's
Canada.
Canadians, right?
That's
Those are
Canada.
Canadians.
Oh,
AJ Rainville gives us the gang sign. Darkside, the headset makes Toby look more like a sports reporter. Well, that's what they're designed for, right? Because you want your hands free.
What did you do?
I don't know.
The printer's going crazy.
Oh, it probably needs ink. It checked itself out. And
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
why must I go? Yes, in America, if you were in the U.S., if you weren't military, and if you weren't in a war zone and you weren't military, yeah, that could make sense. But neither of those conditions were true. Dark side and hand gestures. So you need hand gestures. So yeah, otherwise the headset actually lets me, because I've got a whole bunch of things control. I've got a mixer here. I've got what's this thing called?
It's
iPad.
an iPad, and they've seen pictures. So why are we discussing?
So
what's on
I've got
the
all
ground?
kinds of stuff in front of me. I need my hands free.
To do what?
Why is that a topic of conversation? Because they're discussing why I'm wearing a headset.
Oh. Yeah, my hands are free too. I'm not. My goodness.
What the heck is going on with that,
I
baby?
don't know.
Our printer is making like, oh gosh.
Illinois Ghost says he sent you a message and see if he would want me to come there for the show tonight, but he didn't reply.
I didn't see it. We were busy today, Rick. I'm sorry. That would have been fun. I didn't realize you were in town. AGK,
See, we didn't get
let's get
Cynthia's
verify the
message,
location
we
of the
didn't get
picture
Rick's message.
and too
What's
far
up
to
with
walk
that?
ticket of the rescue of the high jolly. Yeah, Redneck, I'm thinking that if Alan took the information that Fenn has given in the various interviews, as well as the information that's already in the book, combine that with the official record that this gentleman found for Scrapbook 193, eventually you could pull up the right quadrant, map quadrant, and figure out which of they were. They all have those topo maps that we used. They used Vietnamese names. The biggest, the most visible, like if it was a town, the Canto map is called Canto. The Benoit map is called Benoit. The Nha Trang. So they take the most visible object in the map on the map, and then that's the name of the map. So.
Apparently, Cujo Law is thinking we're not talking about Fenn enough. Bibelbrock says, what's the deal with the forecasts in New Mexico? Are they just joking with us, changing it all the time? Sinister?
No. So we had 60s
we
today.
are on the far edge
Yeah.
of the Dust Bowl, and we get lots of crazy weather because of all the states that surround us. And your guess is as good as ours. It's spring in New Mexico. Welcome.
Yeah. Spring in New Mexico is unpredictable. It will be unpredictable, but the snowfall was great this year. And so that means, A, we're going to get water. We won't have to worry about water. And B, don't go searching. B, don't go searching.
Don't go searching my heart.
Trying to be like David Letterman throwing mail. Yeah. Huh? See?
Yeah.
Toby should sing all the questions. Wow.
Snowed in Angel Fire yesterday. Wow.
Wouldn't surprise me. Angel Fire right up there by the Cimarron.
Yeah, we got a lot of rain here.
Yeah.
Which was nice for a change.
Hope this package doesn't get busted up. Local wine from Finger. Said I could sing the question show.
Who said? Who said that?
You're going to beat up on him, aren't you?
No, I'm going to block it.
Oh.
This stupid ideas.
Do not let Toby sing the damn emails.
All right. All right.
See, look.
What's happening?
Matt Bear says Mario Lemieux, a.k.a. Super Mario. That was his name.
Mario.
Mario.
I don't know what it is with you. We're mispronouncing everything.
Not that I'm a hockey fan. I just remembered it by... I'm not
Always be searching.
We didn't grow up in New Mexico as hockey fans. Okay, let's see. I am trying to catch up here. These guys are going to town on this stuff.
Toby should do something like the old Johnny Carson Swami bit. That was Karnak.
Karnak the Magnificent.
Yeah.
Along with, what was his first
sidekick's name? That was one of my
name?
husband's nicknames, Karnak.
Karnak?
Yeah.
Ed
Sullivan?
No, not Ed Sullivan. Johnny Carson's sidekick. Ed.
Oh, yeah, Ed.
Ed what?
Ed what?
Oh. What were you, about 4?
Ed something. He did the big checks.
Yeah, no. He was
Reader's
great.
Digest.
Mm-hmm.
We have money for you.
Okay. Whoever can remember.
Oh, he did that a lot too.
Whoever can remember. Whoever can remember. Ed McMahon. There you
Brian Eagle came up with it.
go. Okay, of course he did. Hey, Michael just came in the room.
Parzival the Wise is here. Oh,
Candy Demico. Candy, you need a question? Thank you. Cha-ching. Oh,
Housekeeping.
It's a $2 tip for housekeeping.
sorry. That's what I meant. Let's see. Why must I go? HK Media. Lima sites were Takan sites military VOR. But you've got to communicate with everybody else.
Oh.
You can't communicate in air language. You have to communicate in common military language.
Blaze of Glory, you're right. It was Publishers Clearinghouse, not Reader's Digest. You're right. We're getting all kinds of good information from
HK Media, yes. Could Illinois Ghost make it to this live show? Probably. I don't know. It depends where he is. He searches the...
He said he could. He could. He knows where he's at. He knows where we're at. And he's in the Pecos, right?
Yeah.
That's what, hour Hour drive?
No,
Hour and a
not to the
half?
Pecos. Yeah, hour and a half, hour 45, depending where he is. He might be near. He's probably staying in Santa Fe.
Probably so.
I'll respond to your
That's
message later after we finish the show tonight.
Oh, what did I see? Joe Lewicki has a question. He's not
Where?
writing media, so it doesn't light up.
Joe
But it
Lewicki.
says, does your interpretation of the poem lead you to believe there is really a creek?
Creek. Good question. You mean as in no paddle up your creek? We always assumed the no paddle up your creek reference to be a dry creek bed rather than a creek with water. And the dry creek bed fed the main water thoroughfare in the canyon.
We think there's at least water of some sort.
We know there's water.
Running water.
Yeah, there's water in the canyon. The no paddle up your creek, the reason you can't paddle up the creek is because it's a dry creek bed. Cynthia, why are you behaving? That is not like you. Is Cynthia misbehaving? Do we have to
Listen
block?
Good is in the room.
Candy D'Amico, you have a question. If you have a question, you're welcome to ask. It's for your nice contribution. Thank you. By an eagle in New Mexico, dry creeks sometimes have water. Yeah, it depends on the weather. The reason dry creeks are there is because at some time or the other, whether it was recent or not, water has gone through that area, has been through it, you know. This is interesting. That's the same number we had last week. Exactly.
Point vlog. Maybe no paddle up your creek means another kind of paddle.
No, it's not paddle. I mean, it's not pedal.
It's pedal.
It's paddle. Pedal is like what's on
paddle up your creek.
Pedal is like what's on a bicycle. Paddle is what you do with a canoe.
Or a butt.
Okay, oh no, too far away. Where is Illinois Ghost?
No spankings up your creek.
No spankings up your creek. Yeah, so Illinois is probably in the Pecos area. We're not in Santa Fe, Rick. We're in Albuquerque. So,
Well, not anymore. Now you're in Bernalillo.
yeah. So I'm 20 miles closer to everything,
Yeah.
including fishing in both the Jemez, the Pecos, and the Rio Grande.
Rio Grande. How about some texts? Shall we read some
We
texts?
ready for some texts?
I think so.
Okay.
Text time.
Let's do some text messages, and then after the text message, it's only 8 o'clock. We got text messages to read.
Here's a good question from K-Pro.
Okay.
Do you have any comment on Forrest selling his maps and now a bell? He seems to be selling off his items. Comments? Thoughts?
Well, first of all, he didn't sell the maps.
His grandson.
Shiloh sold the maps, and that was because Fenn had granted ownership of the maps to Shiloh. So I think the question that I would have in this case is whether or not it is Fenn selling the bell or it is being sold on behalf of one of his relatives to whom he has given the bell in order to produce some, I don't know, revenue for college or something. So the question is it Fenn selling the bell or someone else in his family that he gave the bell to, because it would be a real easy way to generate income for a member of his family.
Yeah, especially now before, I don't know. It's kind of like people know the chase and stuff, so that maybe it'll bring more money now than if it's forgotten.
So are you going to keep track of the questions in the room?
Yeah.
Okay. Reference Dale Neitzel. This is from area code 570, reference daleneitzel.com. Theory on when Forrest. Oh, that must have been from last week because we haven't been talking about that today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, I got a.
You
So we got
what?
a voicemail. Ready to play
Oh.
it? Man, it's a long voicemail.
Is it a good one?
I believe it is. Let's try it out.
I'd really rather not give my real name because everybody in the room knows me. So you can just call me Geppetto. At the urge of many people, I was asked to call in, so I thought I'd go ahead and do it. Really, what this comes down to is that, I know where this treasure is, and I think I can share, how it's hidden without giving anything away, because, it's pretty much over. So, the treasure is located underneath the bear's den. And, these aren't normal bears. What they are is they never leave. So, one time I made them a whole chicken and put it off in the distance a little bit, try to get them to leave, and they never leave. They're always there. But after a little research, I figured out that the bear's name is Brown. So, that kind of explained a lot. But I just figured I'd call in. I don't want anybody to waste their time anymore. And everybody keeps telling me to call in, so I figure I'll go ahead and do it. And, like I say, this treasure's going to be found as soon as I get the time to go over. I'm a little busy right now, but as soon as I get the time, it's going to be over. So, thanks.
I think that deserves a rooster.
Well, I need
He's talked
as long as about the
he knows
chicken.
where the treasure is,
He knows where
and
the
there's a chicken involved.
Well, Fenn says to do some out of the box thinking. So
Under a bear's den.
under a bear's den, bear's name is Brown.
And the bears
and
never leave. Is this Yogi and Boo Boo?
They don't respond
Is
to
he in
a
Jellystone Park?
fried chicken. What kind of bear is that?
It sounds like Yogi Bear to me.
Okay, area code 262, no name. Hey, guys, remember that when you send a text message, do me a favor, and send your name, at least your first name, and the state from which you are calling, so we know.
Joel, it's actually a space instead of a dash.
Who said dash? Who said dash?
It's AGK Space Media, and then it should light up. But
Yeah.
I do see you because you're special.
Oh. From area code 262, just wanted to say that you two should find the treasure since you've done and shown all that research. Best of luck in the search. I thought it was near Spring Creek, just past Electric, near Gardner, Montana, as seen on Google Maps. Good opinion. Okay, area code 5. Oh, okay. This is, let's see. So this is Frog Eyes.
Got it, Joel. Thank you.
Okay. Frog Eyes. Summer, today, Frog Eyes. So this is a series of text messages.
From Frog Eyes?
From Frog Eyes.
Okay.
So these are all, so I'll just read them as if they were one. I told FF what I know again, and he told me not to start till you'll die when I reveal the things I've discovered. It's very impressive. People are way off, and I love it. Please stop all the technological stuff and read the books. He's discouraged and disappointed that people are blogging more than reading. I believe that's why he's backing out. But the other reason I know is that I know for a fact that I'm right there, play your rooster, but I'll be the one handing him his bracelet. You know what's interesting is everybody knows exactly where the treasure is. And from what I can tell, none of them.
And they have for the past 8 years.
So all you have to do is listen to the guy. That's all. You see, my friends, night, Frog Eyes. Also, he said good night and then goes. Also, here's another clue, a point of interest. And it's 200 feet off the road, LOL, but there's a lot of roads. And it's not in New Mexico, LOL. Get out, you're wasting your time. You can get Grapet at grapet.com. We're not paid for this promo. But he's not talking about the drink. It's the flower. It's a daylily. I hope you all face your denial about what I'm telling you. Frog Eyes, send me an email or something if you ever want to comment about what I'm saying. That is, if you have the time or can actually come to realize what I'm telling you is true. I only watch your podcast after they post on YouTube. Frog Eyes, I responded to all of that. Thank you.
Okay, one more time. Yes, Joel, you've got it figured out. And Elusive says, I know where the treasure is, and I'm going to go get it just as soon as I'm finished washing these dishes and transcribing that their Bible. Right?
Right. Okay, voicemail. Voicemail.
Yeah, it's over Toby, this is Rob from Chicago. I kind of noticed I was looking at a couple of interviews, and Mr. Forrest Fenn kind of contradicts himself. Notice in the Moby Dickens, he talks about 12 kids and a wife. In the New Zealand interview, he talks about 8 kids and a wife. Just wonder what you think about it. Take care. Have a good day.
So
Sounds
what do
like
I
they
think?
had 4 more kids in between.
Yeah. Or eight. Okay. So, that was Forrest storytelling. His reference was to a redneck with a pickup truck, 12 kids and a wife, and that was done at Moby Dickens. And then at in the New Zealand radio interview, he made it 8 kids and a wife, probably coming to the conclusion that 12 kids was probably.
I thought the radio interview was before the
Was
Moby
it?
Dickens.
Oh, so he added? Are you telling me he added a bunch of
That's
kids?
what I'm saying. They must have had 2 sets of twins.
Oh, okay. So okay. So Shelley's answer is more logical. The redneck and his wife had 2 pair of twins in the time between the Moby Dickens interview and the New Zealand radio interview.
And
So-
they had their treasure in her belly all along.
We found our treasure. Area code 206. No name, no location. Come on, name and location, guys. Why is all of this discussed if all you need is the poem and a good map? I'm new to the search, but have watched lots of Forrest videos.
Why is it?
There's something else that goes along with it.
Because we
Don't
just
know.
can't figure it out?
Because we just can't figure. Because we've been doing this for 10 years or 9 years, and we haven't found it yet.
That's right.
From Clayton Watson, our friend in Texas. Last time when I read Clayton's when I mentioned Clayton's name, I said Clayton was the one who found our treasure and that we hid in Colorado. And somebody in the room, I didn't notice it until later on after I was reviewing the chat after the program, asked about, wait, what treasure are you talking about? Shelley and I hid several treasures, plastic containers with $1 coins, Susan B. Anthony gold coins, $1 in value, and we'd pack them in this plastic, and then we'd hide them someplace, and we'd make a code. You had to figure out the code. And we did one in Cimarron that people found right away, and then we did one in Colorado that took a little bit longer, and then the weather came in, so we never got to do another one. But Clayton was cool because he not only took the treasure, he added, I think, 25 gold dollars or Susan B. Anthony dollars to it, and he hid it in Texas. And what was really fun is some kids, this family with kids, were in this area. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Do you remember the name of the park in Texas?
No.
Copper something State Park. And these kids found it accidentally, and they contacted Clayton to tell him that they had found the treasure. So Clayton says, howdy, Toby. It's Clayton. The simplicity of this cannot be overstated, but my mind-twisting idea of the week is that the dust jacket, of all things, of the thrill of the chase, is an important component of Forrest's, quote, excellent research materials, unquote. Thank you. Clayton always has these little...
Well, he said Cooperhead? Copperhead?
Copperhead State Park.
I don't know. Sounds good. Then she took it away, so maybe she changed her mind.
Oh, long message. Okay.
Wait, first I have a question from Joel before it goes away, and
go
I
ahead.
can't see it anymore. What would it take to get you two, I guess he means us, to go on a search with me up in the Jellystone neighborhood? I think he means Yellowstone. We're thinking
Travel
of going
expenses.
We're thinking of going up there in July, maybe, on a vacation. Maybe.
That was supposed to be on the down low. We didn't want the whole...
Maybe not. Never mind. How much money? How much money you got, Joel?
If we find ourselves in that area, you will be the first to know, Joel, and we would be happy to spend time searching for it.
Darksight wants to know, have you ever heard of KISS?
Yeah, the band? Or the...
Capitalize the whole thing.
Or the
I think the
adjective.
band. No, it's all
Oh,
capitalized.
KISS. Keep it simple, stupid.
Well, it's either that
It's
or
the same
band.
as... It's the American version of Occam's razor.
Right. Keep it simple, silly. Be nicer. Okay, go ahead and ask yours now.
Okay, so this is from, is this Cynthia's? No, because it would have shown up as Cynthia's. So this is area code 505, which is New Mexico. Nothing's 100%, I know that. I'm about 79.8%, and I'm writing a nonfiction book. Thanks for the show. Thanks for the show. Was a good one. You guys take care and have a good evening. End of comment. New comment. I also had a lot of flutterbys in my stomach. LOL. New comment. I have something to say on Friday's show that will be something not to miss. I am not saying I found it. I do have something I found. Thank you. So call on Friday and tell us all about it.
We don't know who that was?
Nope.
Just a 505er.
Yep, area code 262. Hi, it's Randy. Thank you, Randy, for telling us who you are. I hate you, Toby. Randy? Jesus Christ. No. Hey, it's Randy. Do you think maybe Fenn pretends to be the people emailing him so he can give specific clues and answers, or he can control, or do you think he wouldn't do that? I'm going to go back to the KISS theory, Occam's razor, the simplest solution. I guess the question you have to ask yourself is, why would he go through all that trouble? He doesn't need to go through. The treasure is hidden. He wanted to step away from it and let people find the treasure. Why continue doing that?
All these people here have written to him, so we obviously know a lot of people write to him.
Carson's sidekick, Frankie Lane.
Gallon of Tin. Who's Gallon of Tin? Gallon of Tin is here. Hey.
Gallon of Tin? Is that Jason, maybe?
I don't think so. K-Pro had a question.
Those are rocks. Mean tweets, the Toby edition. Oh, trust me, we considered that once.
We're not doing that anymore. Be nice to us.
Yeah.
K-Pro says, if Cynthia does a function in the junction, will you go to Yellowstone?
She has already said she's not going to do function in the junction. Really? She said that last week. She told somebody last week that she's going to focus on Fenbury. No function in the junction. There you go, then. Oh, I guess it's an if.
There's your answer.
Why do you want us to go to Yellowstone? I think there's some conspiracy. They want to get us to Yellowstone, and they want to tie us. They want us to use us as bait for the brown bear.
Yeah, for those bears in that cave that won't come out.
We're going to take Chubby Toby and cover him with chicken fat.
Well, the chicken didn't work.
Yeah.
So maybe Toby will have to just put some cologne on.
I'll wear a nice tie and some cologne. The bears will come out. Which is some good boots on the ground advice. Do not, men, wear cologne when your boots on the ground because it attracts bees because of the sweet smell. So, there's some advice.
Or yellow, the color yellow.
Yellow attracts some bees too.
Bees and wasps.
Hi, Shelley and Toby. I found a paddle when I was boots on the ground. Are objects in the field common to find? Would Forrest leave something like that? Thanks, Todd. Objects in the field are common to find because humans are naturally
slobs.
Messy.
That's a nice word.
Messy. And no, I don't think. I think all the clues are in the poem with a couple of hints in the book. I don't think he would put anything else out there that would indicate either the treasure's there or the treasure's not.
What?
That's it for text messages.
That's it for texts?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the end of our texts.
We need a text message video.
So that was, Jungle Cruiser says, Toby, you have enough imagination to write a convincing short story about a hidden treasure. Ever think about writing that book, or can I steal the idea?
Steal the idea. Steal. Because I have said more than once that I believe there are two kinds of people in the world, people who can write and people who can speak. She can write and I can speak, and never the twain shall meet. So Shelley and I have this conversation regularly about the writing of, I don't know, I've got, 6 books we've talked about?
You didn't read Cynthia's text.
Ooh, I don't have Cynthia's text. There is no text from Cynthia.
Just text it to his real phone number, Cynthia.
Oh, maybe that's what she did.
No, she said she sent it to the 866.
Okay. Well, I'm not getting anything. Oh.
Send it to the Toby Eunice text.
Did you miss my task? All right, so, hi, Toby. I go by Mr. Bean in chat. I've had a recent thought that might be worthy of some discussion. Do you think that the correct warm water halt location can be figured out from understanding the poem? Or do you think that where warm waters halt has little to do with understanding the poem and just happens to be a place somewhere close to the hiding spot that Fenn picked? If it's the latter, then it seems like finding the treasure will be next to impossible. So I don't think it's the latter. I think it's the former. I think the fact that he calls out to us that the first clue is begin at where warm waters halt, and he knows, and we should know, that in order to find the treasure, you have to find a very precise starting point. So I think where warm waters halt is the least screw-aroundable part of the poem. I think if you've got to get that one absolutely right, because if you don't know where to start with this pirate treasure hunt, you're just wandering around the woods. Trust me, been there, done that. You're just wandering around the woods. So I put a lot of credence in that whole where warm waters halt thing, and
anything?
No, I got nothing. And wait a minute, hang on just a
We're just
second.
going to have Cynthia come over and ask the question on Friday night.
So let me look at Cynthia's info. And so, no, that's her phone number. I would know her phone number. Cynthia, type
Are you sure she's not blocked?
No.
What's that?
That's not Cynthia.
Oh.
Because I think that's the person that I just spoke about. So, Cynthia, do me a favor and just type your question in the chat room, preceded by AGK Media.
We don't want to miss it. Sorry.
We have a question from Cynthia. We want to answer it. Not that.
I don't know why she can't answer her own question. She's smarter than us.
I'm not sure that it's going to be pretty funny for us to answer a Cynthia question. I don't think we could answer. Okay, here's someone from 412 says thanks. We have they didn't leave the voicemail.
Gallon of Tin says, I made a video on my channel on vloggers I watch. In my opinion, you guys started looking at the photoshopping and the thrill of the chase. It seems obviously placed. Do you guys intend on looking deeper?
If that is a conclusion, what? I made a video on my channel on the vloggers I watch.
We want to look deeper into the Photoshop
guys
photos.
started, in my opinion, you guys started looking at the photoshopping. We have never looked at the photoshopping in the thrill of the chase. Well, we did no, that wasn't the thrill. What was? The only photoshopping we looked at was the one, the gallery scene, where it was different from Between Too Far to Walk.
And you said that the one of Skippy in the car was...
The Skippy in the car was Photoshop. Yeah, I don't think... we didn't look... what we did was highlight the couple of images that were obviously... that everybody could easily recognize were Photoshopped. And we didn't go much beyond that. We didn't spend much more time with it than that.
Well, Cynthia says her question was boring anyway. Cynthia, we invite you to Friday night's show here at Toby's house. You can sit in the middle.
Oh, that would be fun.
And you can give us your question, and you can answer other people's questions too.
So
if you're not busy Friday night, you want to hang out.
Cynthia, I swear I do not have I have the message on my personal messages that says I texted you a question for tonight's show. But I have, when I go back to our smart line number, I have nothing from Cynthia. So you did 866-597-9901.
Do we intend to look deeper into the Photoshop photos? No, we don't.
No.
You feel free to do that.
We are not looking for the treasure anymore. We're not putting any more time into research.
We read the book. We did analysis on the book. And now we're done with that. If you want to see what we did, it's in our playlist on the book club. And that's all she wrote on that. And that's all he wrote and she wrote, and we're done writing. The end.
Yeah, we did a lot of work, and we did a lot of research, and we did a lot of boots on the ground. Days. 32 of them. 32
Of course,
boots on the
Rick, you're also invited Friday if you're still around and you want to hang out with us. We'll have a party. Toby, me, Cynthia, and Rick.
Where do you see Rick?
I don't know. Somebody said that.
Oh, I thought, is Rick still in the room?
I don't see him anymore, but just in case.
Mr. T, Toby, and Shelley, if I send you a sealed envelope, would you not open till I tell you to?
Is there a bomb inside?
If there's no bomb or anthrax powder, yes. Yeah. We have no reason to open it.
Yes, Cynthia, you can drink whatever you want. I'm fine with it.
I'm allowed to drink
Friday,
it.
everybody. Look at that.
Cynthia, you bring the.
Toby's going to send you his new address.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna send that invitation. I actually asked her for. That's where all the text message, because I asked her for her mail address.
Oh.
So I could send her an invitation to the housewarming.
Well, now she'll be here extra early and do a preview.
Okay. She can't make fun of my house because my house is still kind of
It's not quite all together yet, but it's getting there.
But it's getting there. Okay, I will be on your show Friday if allowed to drink in front of the Shelley. Yes. Well, it's you have to ask her that because she's the one.
I just said yes.
That's struggling with her alcoholism.
I'm not struggling.
Ouch. Let's see.
I am on a ketogenic diet right now.
Ketogenic.
It does not include alcoholic beverages.
Sitting Bull pipe. Yes, reminds me of that story Forrest tells about how he discovered the authenticity to Sitting Bull's pipe. So, if I remember correctly, there was some question about whether it was Sitting Bull's pipe. I think it is authentic to the extent that you could say it was the pipe that was Sitting Bull was holding. I don't think there's a research in provenance that says it was actually Sitting Bull's pipe. I don't remember it going that far. But I could be wrong. A great show with Cynthia and Rick. Well, we'll just let them take over and we'll go partying.
Oh, awesome.
Well, you
we
guys,
have the night off.
You can do the show. John Warner, Cynthia Meacham brings the chaps. Yes, she does.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
Yeah.
We should play Cynthia's song again.
How did that become?
You
think?
Yeah.
Wasted away again in Margaritaville. Searching for my lost shaker of salt.
All righty. Looking forward to that.
Pit Boss, hopefully in Las Vegas there. What do you think Forrest means when he says using your imagination like a child may give a searcher an advantage? I don't, to me it sounds like a platitude. Obviously, since the clues are metaphors for something in IRL, I got to use IRL. In real life, I don't see how you could do this, how you could find this treasure, or even decipher the clues in the poem without using your imagination. Now, the challenge is, in order to come to a conclusion, you have to prevent your imagination from running away with you. So if you're in a situation where you find yourself at the top of Mount Elbert in Colorado at 14,488 feet, your imagination has run away from you. So the key to using your imagination is use enough of your imagination to get you to the treasure while not exiting the real world, right? So there's limitations to you. There are technically no limitations to the expansive use of your imagination, but at some point your imagination runs away and you're out of the ballpark.
Did we forget to do that?
What?
Elusive says, are you guys going to open the phone lines today?
Ew, I don't know. It's 8:30.
It's probably about time, isn't it?
Should we open up the phone lines?
Let's say it's about time.
I would like to resolve this Cynthia Meacham issue.
Why?
Why are we not getting her we're not getting her texts.
Did you block her?
No.
Sure.
So no transcript available is leaving voicemails. Oh, they're trying to call. That's what. It's only bad.
So,
Okay, let's open the phone lines. Is it okay if I open the phone lines?
yes, let's open the phone lines.
Phone lines are
We should have a phone lines are open video.
officially open.
What we could play instead would be, how about the drama one? That's a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
Phone lines are open.
Phone lines are open. You reached Shelley and Toby. Who's calling? Where are you calling from? And what's your question?
Jeremy from Michigan.
Hey, Jeremy. How are you doing, sir?
And good. How are you?
Very good. Thank you for asking.
I just wanted to hear your thoughts on what I was thinking. And I was thinking that when he talks about warm water salt, that is actually him talking about how he would basically commit suicide off of the edge of a cliff. And when he made his 2 trips out there, it is basically going straight to the point where he would be at the edge of the cliff. And I just want to know what you thought about that. There's really no way to follow the clues without jumping off the cliff. So you can't really follow the clues. You have to find the ending point.
So let's take Fenn's own words as he's written them, right? He hid the treasure when he was 79 or 80. And he says, don't go any place a 79 or 80-year-old man couldn't go. And go out and have fun with your family. You know, those, and there are more of those kinds of comments. It strikes me that those kind of comments preclude the kind of drama that would result if you were standing on the edge of a cliff and what you had to do was make a decision of whether to jump off that cliff to find the treasure or not. No?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
yeah, that's what I was just thought about that.
In my opinion, to address the question that you had, the process of going from clue 1 to clue 9 should be no more dramatic than you realizing how smart you were when you refined your solutions to each of those clues, so that you know when you see the blaze, you know what it is. And there's going to be a certain amount of drama associated with that moment when you recognize it, just like you realize, oh, I know exactly what, and I'm here, warm water salt. That should be the kind of drama you experienced, as opposed to the kind of drama that would be experienced as was suggested in your theory, that you're standing on the edge of the cliff and you have to make a decision about whether to jump or not in order to find the treasure. That's too much drama for my. Yep. That's based on what I know about Fenn and the poem and where he said he hid the treasure.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you.
Pleasure. Thanks for calling in, Jeremy. Appreciate it.
Well, Tony Driver says Toby is onto something. I'm not sure what.
Let's see. Answered call. Second missed call. 805. Call in. The lines are open.
They've started a new hashtag campaign, Free Cynthia, because you've blocked her or banned her. Of course, she came on to say, "I wasn't blocked. You guys are silly."
Cynthia, call me. Call the 800 number.
She
the
says you guys are silly.
Hi, it's Randall. What reasons made you guys say you'd stay anonymous if you found the treasure? Do you fear crazy people would stalk you or break into your home? Do you think it would be miserable to be known as the finder? I'm going to have to answer this call.
I already answered it. I just went,
All of those things. Hey, you've reached Toby and Shelley. Who's calling? Where are you calling from? And what's your question?
Hi, Toby and Shelley. This is Ethan from Santa Barbara.
From Santa Barbara, one of my favorite towns. I love Santa Barbara.
Yes. Could you tell me the source of the music that is played at the close of your show when the vehicle is crossing the stream?
It is called Desert Sun, and it is non-copyrighted, royalty-free music that you can find on
Audio Jungle?
Audio Jungle, audiojungle.com. and it's called Desert Sun. Desert Sun. I use the first 20 seconds. It's 2 minutes and some change, but I only use the first 20 seconds of it. It has been our sign-out video background music since we started doing background music. Desert Sun, just go to audiojungle.com and search it, and you will find it. You'll be able to download it for, I don't know, 12, 14 bucks. Royalty-free and copyright-free.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. I'm glad I could help.
Thank you.
I'll come and visit. Let me know when I can come and
one
visit you
other
in
thing.
Santa Barbara. I want to go.
Yes, love to have you.
So here's the reason Santa Barbara is close to my heart. One of my partners, Janet Bridgers, and I. Janet is the president of Earth Alert. She and I did a documentary video called Stories of the Spill on the 1969 Santa Barbara oil spill.
Oh, yes.
You may not have been born then, but
Yeah.
we did a documentary on it, and it was a lot of fun, and I got to spend a lot of time in Santa Barbara, and I really got to love the area. I did that in retirement.
Yeah.
Where did I put my watch? All right, Ethan, thank you for calling. I hope I answered your question.
I don't keep track of your watch.
Just one other quick one for Shelley.
Sure.
The best recording of Carmina Burana is on YouTube and was performed by Andre Previn and the London Symphony Orchestra.
Oh, Fortuna. He's referring back to the music that we played for Charles Chapman. Thank you. We will look that up. My watch.
Thank you.
Probably when you changed your shirt. You took it
Bye-bye.
off and... Thanks. You're just like ignoring the poor man.
No, I just had it on a few minutes ago.
Really? Are you sure? Are you going crazy? They're having a real party in here about Toby's the man and he's keeping Cynthia down. And
Oh my God, I love
Praise
Cynthia. Cynthia knows I love her.
Yes, she does. But they're having fun anyway.
Cynthia is famous. Please remember us little people who have gone boots on the grounds with you. Let's see. R.I.P. Andre Previn. Tom K. AGK Media, is there a kid there with you? I think I just saw a child behind you guys. It was kind of hard to see, almost transparent.
Must have been a ghost.
Must have been a ghost. We have ghosts in the new house.
You better get the sage out.
Hey, you've reached Toby and Shelley. Where are you calling from? What's your question? And wait, I did that wrong. You reached Toby and Shelley. What's your name? Where are you calling from? And what's your question?
Hello, this is Elusive, and I'm calling from a secret location.
Ooh, secret location. We love secret.
We should play the Davio music.
Are there secret locations?
I'm actually calling from the location of the treasure called the Master T, and it's just
Wait.
So the whole thing was a hoax.
Wait.
What was
But
it?
anyways, actually, I do.
All right. Go ahead. What was your name? You
Hello.
Elusive.
Okay.
Oh, it's Elusive. All right. And I played.
Hey guys.
I played music over you, so you're going to have to tell us where you're calling from again. I'm sorry.
It's from a secret place.
I'm calling from a secret location.
Ooh.
Actually, I'm calling from the location of the treasure.
Ah, and is it there or not? Because most people who show up at the location
It's
of
not here.
yeah,
It's
see,
not there again.
Not
yeah,
here.
dang
Still not there.
nabbit.
It was a hoax.
Yeah,
It was a hoax, or that Del Nazzo got found it already.
yeah. Okay, guys.
So
His name is pronounced, and this is for everybody. His name is pronounced Dale Neitzel. Dale. I know it looks
Wiener
like
Schnitzel.
it looks
Okay.
like Dale Nitzel. It's Dale Neitzel. That's how you. So you can't. No more excuses. So you went to where the treasure was,
Dale
and it's
Neitzel.
not there. Is there any indication of who beat you to it? Oh, wait. It's a hoax.
Aha.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But actually, I have a real question.
Oh, okay. All right.
My question's about the value of the treasure.
Uh huh.
And I'm not, you've talked a little bit about the procedures you would follow if you found it, and I'm curious to hear, do you think that the treasure would be worth more if it were sold individually, or if it'd be worth more as a whole? And also, second part to the question is, and this is kind of dark, and I'm so sorry to say,
No.
do you think it'd be worth more if Forrest was alive or if Forrest was dead?
Yeah. So I will give you my opinions on the matter. I think that the treasure could be worth more if you were to sell it individually, but it would take you a really long time to do that because you would have to find the right buyers. By the time you spent the cost of selling it individually would be greater than the eventual return of selling it individually. I think you're much better off keeping it as a package, entirely intact, unopened jar, and either doing one of two things. Number one, selling it at auction to hopefully a Russian oligarch or an Arab oil sheik who just has to have it, or leasing it to someone who sees some sort of potential marketing benefit from it, right? So if there was a, let's see, did you ever hear of the British hoard? So no. there was a guy who was a metal detector, and he went on a farm of someone who was not even a friend of his, but he said, whatever I find, I'll split with you. So, and he expected to find some coins, things like that. He ended up finding the biggest hoard of gold ever discovered in Britain. And eventually...
Viking gold?
No. Well, they weren't certain. It had Viking in it. It had Nordic in it. It had Northumberland in it. It had Welsh. It was like a raider's gold, right? It was a raider's cache of gold. It had stones in it that had come from the Mideast, et cetera, et cetera. And what he eventually did with it, splitting it with the farmer, was he contacted one of the museums in the area, and they raised a fund for it so that they could eventually purchase it and put it on display, and it is still on display, and they charge for it being seen, and they share part of that with the two individuals who are owners of the hoard. So there are a variety of ways to extract the value from the treasure without selling the pieces individually. And the other thing about the individual selling it individually requires you to come in contact with the public. You have to be public facing. I don't mean necessarily that you're selling it at a flea market, but eventually the owner of the treasure, in contacting all these prospective buyers, would be identified. It would be easier for you to maintain your anonymity if you were to use one of the two choices that we would do had we continued looking for the treasure and found it.
That's a good answer. I mean, I'm a bit of a metal detectorist myself.
Yeah.
And, that's interesting. I never thought about making money off of it without actually selling it. Is that what you would do? Would you do something like that?
Yeah.
How would you make it known that you found it?
I don't know necessarily that I would make it known. I would continue to want to maintain our anonymity, even regardless of how we decided to monetize it or how to derive its value. We would continue to want to maintain our anonymity. We would make it known that the treasure was recovered, so that people weren't spending their time in it. Yeah.
How would you make it known that you would recover it?
We would send, our plan was to send emails to several members of the media, recognizable members. There's lots of people who have indicated an interest in the treasure, who operate in the media, who have broad audiences, and we were going to our plan was to create some form of evidence, like putting the bracelet on a newspaper from that day, regardless of where we were, and then sharing that with the media, indicating that the treasure had been recovered, and here was the evidence, and allowing the media to make it public, because the first thing that they would do, assuming, as you suggested, that Forrest was still alive when it was found, they would call Forrest Fenn, and it would get out from there. So, but our intent was to make that announcement immediately, as soon as we could, after having recovered the treasure. But that's not a question anymore for us.
That would be the right thing to do, based on how many people are invested in this hunt.
Yeah, it's not that I feel like we owe it to the community. I think it's just fair, so that people. My concern would be people spending time, money, and effort continuing to look for a treasure that was not there. That to me would be unfair. Whether or not it is the community is entitled to the response is something different. I think what we're responsible for is announcing its recovery, providing evidence of its recovery, so that people, however they felt about it, didn't waste any more time searching. And the evidence would have to be clear, and as they say in court, it would have to be clear and convincing evidence. So it would have to be infallible for all intents and purposes.
Right. I was just thinking, would it be worth holding on to for maybe 5 years? Let the...
I don't know.
A little bit more.
We considered the option as we were going through all the options that we were considering. We considered the benefit of that, holding it until after Fenn's passing, holding it for 5 years. We don't see necessarily the benefit. We think that announcing its recovery, then spending time deciding, conversing with lawyers and tax experts and people like that, the holding it for 5 years after it had been announced with clear and convincing evidence that it had been recovered is up to the finder. But I think it's important, and you're going to get, I believe that you'll get far more value. So there's a value associated with, wealth and the price of gold, et cetera, et cetera. But my opinion is that that the most value you're going to derive for it is going to occur as soon after its recovery as possible, whether or not you give up your anonymity. Okay?
Right.
All right, sir.
Sounds good. Thanks for answering.
My pleasure. I'm glad I could help.
Yeah, I have another quick question. I have Thrill the Chase, but I haven't purchased the other book, the Too Far to Walk. And I kind of asked you briefly a couple weeks ago, and I don't know. I'm thinking about getting it. You said that you don't think it aid me in actually finding the treasure.
No, I think my response has always been, when it comes to Too Far to Walk and Once Upon a While, if you like reading Forrest's writing, and if you want to know as much about Forrest as you can, then get the books. But I don't think there's anything in either of those two books that is going to get you closer to finding the treasure.
He's always said there's not.
But he named it Too Far to Walk. I'm from the poem, Toby, so I think there must be some hint in there.
What? I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said he named it Too Far to Walk.
Agreed.
That's a line from the poem, so there must be a hint in there.
It doesn't necessarily mean, and he's been asked 1,000 times where there's a hint, and it's a different answer each time. And what he was trying to do was sell books. The profits from the sale of that book goes into a fund for his grandchildren. It's good. It's just. It's good.
Thank you, Toby. Thank you, Toby.
My pleasure.
I'll let you get back to everyone else. You guys,
okay.
Take care.
Have a good evening.
Likewise. Bye-bye.
So we had a question from Tony Driver wanting to know the last boots on the ground we had, and that would have been late August. We went up to the Rio de los Pinos area for about 5 days, and that was the last time.
That was the last time we were boots on the ground, yeah.
Late August of last year. So there's a lot of dairy jokes going on in the room, and I just keep it nice.
Keep it clean.
Be nice to each other.
Okay, I got a question from. Did I read this already? Was there anything to say on the treasure? Oh, I was going to answer this question. Hi, Randall. I hope I've answered that in the conversation that I just had on the phone. It's Randall. What reason made you guys say, anonymous, if you found the treasure, do you fear crazy people would stalk you or break into your home? Do you think it would be miserable to be known as the finder? I don't think it would be miserable to be known as the finder, but I don't know what it gets you. I think if you're looking for fame and fortune, if you're looking for fame, possibly fortune, then let it be known that, A, you found the treasure, and let it be known that it was you that it was found the treasure. I don't think there's any, there's always going to be people who think that they own the treasure, and you may have to debate them in various ways for that. But I don't feel like there's danger. I think the only reason we considered it, considered the idea that we were going to maintain our anonymity if we had continued to look for the treasure and found it, was that that had to do with how we wanted to monetize it. We think the less distraction there is in coverage and who found the treasure and where it was found and all of that is a distraction from what we thought was the most, and again, this is going to sound very mercenary, we thought the most important thing to do with the treasure once it is recovered was to monetize it, right? To liquidate it as quickly as possible because that's where the most value was going to come from. So it actually, everything else, book deals, TV deal, all of that would have been a distraction. You could have dealt with that after you had monetized it, and the person, the ideal situation for us would have been that somebody would have bought the treasure at auction, and then they could afford, because they could afford to buy the treasure, they could afford to decide what to do with it, display it in a museum, call the Detroit Institute of Art and say, hey, I've got a box that matches yours or whatever. But that way, the rich person could make that decision. Although there's a lot of value in the treasure, it's not that rich person, hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars worth of wealth. It'll make you happy and healthy for the remainder of your life. And maybe if you had a good investment advisor, you might get some retirement out of it. But it's not wealth in the grandest, in the rich people sense of the word. Rich people are different. So, okay, answer call. Same question. You got anything from the room?
Does Forrest still answer emails? Pit Boss says.
He claims that he was in his last in the this year's Mysterious Writing 6 Questions. He claimed that he was not going to he was
stepping back.
Yeah, that he was stepping back and that he wouldn't be answering emails. Well, I didn't write him much, so I don't have a good answer for that. Our communications consisted mostly of planning for the various events that we live stream for him. Let's see, my call is start at 8 million at Sotheby's, selling the chest, treasure, and the story. Yeah, we were thinking in the 5 to 8 million range is where it would go if you handled the marketing correctly. Don't know.
Oh. And an anonymous.
It's not Cynthia, and my feelings are concerned.
Cynthia's coming Friday for our spring.
Okay. Paladin
pageant.
Says, how much more money do you think actually let's see, how much more money do you actually think could be made if you were to go public? You know what, Paladin, we just never thought about it. We know that people have talked about books and we wanted to basically monetize it, liquidate it, and then live happily ever after without any further interference. So we never even thought about after that. Let's see. Beeblebrox says, if I put some pricey artifacts to be discovered, I may put some items in there easily liquidated to pay taxes like coins already done. Yeah, possible. Gallon of Tin says, my call is... Oh, okay. Okay.
Todd Birmingham says, has anyone noticed how hard it is to find the treasure? I mean, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we have noticed. Paladin says, never mind. If I sold it for $8 million, I'd stay private and pretend I just worked really hard at my job.
That's, you know what? That's where I'm at in life. Really.
$1 Million Neighbor. What was that? Yeah. The $1 Million. What was that called? That book? Next Door. The Millionaire Next Door. They had a lot of money, but they kept things, on a budget and, saved because they wanted to retire and go do stuff. And they didn't need to flaunt what they had. They didn't need to go buy a big fancy house and big fancy cars and live within, smaller
within your means,
and then save it up for retirement.
And then look for opportunities to live better than that. So there are.
You could retire that much earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Win the lotto. Yeah.
So where are we at? Are we about ready?
I believe we are. Let me go back and let me do some.
Emails, we
Yeah,
did
let me do
texts,
emails.
we did the room, we did live calls. What's left? We invited Cynthia for Friday night.
Cynthia, is she still in the room?
Don't know.
I feel bad that I don't have her text message. I feel like
She
like
said it was
there's-
boring, but she's going to talk about it Friday anyway. Yeah,
I
she's
feel
coming.
like
But
there's
you have
been
to
some
make a
sort
margarita
of
for her now.
some sort of breakage in our
Communication.
spiritual, connection.
Well, we'll reconnect on Friday.
Mhm.
She's going to be here. We're going to party.
Okay.
Party. And everybody can...
Wasted away again in Margarita.
Free Cynthia! Free Cynthia! Free Cynthia! Free Cynthia!
Searching for my lost shaker of salt.
Free Cynthia! Okay.
Elusive says, have you considered doing the softer side a little bit later in the day?
Well, what time would you like it to be?
What time would you suggest? Because we can't.
If
Caper
you will
says
be there,
right.
I will definitely consider it.
So, yeah. I haven't, but that's Shelley's show. All right, so why don't you talk about your show tomorrow?
Oh, our show tomorrow is going to be spectacular because we are answering a question from somebody who is a subscriber and suggested a topic for our show, and it's about surviving crisis. So it's going to be pretty cool, and I hope that you will be there. Tomorrow's show will be starting at 1 o'clock Mountain Time. I will certainly consider a later time if more people would be able to hop on at a later time. So we can talk about that for sure. I don't want to interfere with other people's shows that are going on. I don't want to have a crossover kind of oh no, they were all on at the same time and couldn't pick which one to watch. So that's why we were kind of doing it in the middle of the day. But I'm open to other times as well. So thank you for the suggestion. And what else? Friday night, we're going to be celebrating spring.
Brian wants us to do our softer side at 2 a.m. Sally's in the midst of her. She's in the middle of her beauty sleep.
I go to sleep at 11.
Todd Birmingham says, thanks, Toby and Shelley. Another great show. Thanks for your professionalism, and I hope that you don't continue to suppress the Free Cynthia movement. We're not. We're going to bring her here.
Charles, I do readings only upon request.
Holy says, commuter time, really good. Well, the problem is there are 4 hours worth of commuter time in the United States, so we just don't know.
What's that? Commuter time?
Commuter time, like the 5 to 6 time.
Oh. Drive time.
Charles Chapman wants to know, EGK Media, Toby and Shelley, are you guys still doing readings? I am not. Shelley is, on occasion.
On request. Yes. Upon request.
John Nito says, what? No llamas? Oh!
We did the drama llama.
We did the drama llamas.
So cute. Look out, he's coming to get you. Look out. Ah! Oh, no, not the drama llama. Don't be a drama llama. Not today, drama llama.
Not today, not ever. Okay, Davia says to free Cynthia. I'm starting to feel guilty about Cynthia.
We will free her Friday night.
Oh, free her Friday night.
We're going to have a spring special. Woohoo! To open up the search season. Now, actually, of course, it's still too early because the treasure's hidden in the Rocky Mountains. And in the Rocky Mountains, you're going to have snow that lasts between the 5,000 feet, the 10,200 feet. It could last until mid-May. So we're still going to celebrate. And Cynthia will be here, and she'll be having a margarita and wearing her chaps. Or I think she said actually a tuxedo jacket and no pants, which, is fine because you don't see below the waist anyway in this show. Just don't stand up.
Woman after my own heart.
Toby doesn't wear pants either. And then what else?
Then we got Friday night, Forrest Fenn Friday.
Spring special.
Spring special. I don't get everything else.
Yeah. We'll talk about spring and snow melt, and Cynthia will be here with her special question.
Okay, I think that's all we got.
Yeah.
All right.
Want
to say your good night? Wait.
For the softer side.
Well, you get down the fiddle and you get down the bow. Kick off your shoes.
And
Thank you so much for being here, for all your great questions and comments. And for HK Media, I'm Shelley Carney.
Waiting in the front yard, sitting on a log, a single shot rifle and a one-eyed dog.
And I'm Toby Eunice. Thanks for joining us tonight. We had a lot of fun. We hope you did too. We will see you tomorrow on the softer side at 1 o'clock. And then we'll see you again on Forrest Fenn Friday Fandango, Friday night, 7 p.m.
Spring
Keep it out for
Cynthia.
us, and we will have by that time, we will have freed the lovely Cynthia.
Toby left the room, but he left the stream going. So I'm in charge. So if you have any questions for me, now's the time. After show Shelley is here. I should bring my microphone over with me, I guess. There we go. All right. And I do have my tarot deck if you're interested. Who was asked about that? Charles? After party, that's right. Craig Carter. After party ready. Peace, love, and light to all. How much for a reading? Charles, I don't charge for readings. It's free. Unless, you want a really in-depth, like a half an hour long, let's get into the whole, and then we might talk charging. Yeah, Hooli, it is awesome. You guys are awesome. Sing at last. Sing at last? At last. How was that? Is Toby related to Brad Pitt? He likes Brad Pitt in the movies. I think Brad Pitt's kind of way dumber than Toby, so I don't think they are related. What is Toby's super secret that he would never want told? I'm afraid to tell you, Christy, that pretty much every secret Toby has, he tells right out to everybody. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, I can't believe you said that. So, yeah, there's no real secrets. There might be one time when he went to Ireland that it's kind of a secret, but it's so secret that he actually forgot most of the story, which, with Toby, that's pretty unusual. That was a long time ago, back in the 80s. He went to Ireland, and yeah, it was back in his spy days. So I think that's his biggest secret. The Fool Tarot card, John Ito. John Ito, the Fool is about spontaneity and being ready for anything. Just, it's just like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going for it anyway. That's the Fool. Let's see. You want to ask the cards where the treasure chest is? I have asked the cards. They don't like to tell me stuff like that. They're not real specific about places, You text in now, Cynthia, because I won't block you. Okay. I could read your fortune. Well, I do more of answering questions with the cards, like what more do I need to know? What does the universe have to tell me? I can do something like that. Does Zozo Rocks Tarot, does it really have a message? What the tarot is a tool. And what you do with it is you access your own intuition. So you look at the cards and you think about the question, and answers will start to come based on the pictures you're seeing in the cards. And you use that intuition to help the person answer the question. And yet, at the same time, we also believe that the person has the answer inside of them the whole time. So you might just be helping them to access that answer. Let's see. 2 years together, broken up since December. He's someone that's crazy and Latino. What do? I love him dearly. Okay, are we talking about Toby, or is this something you're going through? Tower, Wheel of Fortune, Lovers, Hermit, Hanged Man. Those are all cards. That's very good. Shelley, I think it's an open secret that you know where the treasure is located. You can tell us. We won't share. You know, I'm probably one of the very few people in this search who has never said, I know where the treasure is, unless I was jesting. So there's your answer. Read the cards for the finder. Sure, absolutely. Who's the finder? Can you see the message it holds? Well, like I said, a lot of it's depending on you and your question, and usually you have the answer inside of you already. Oh, did you read the cards? Okay. The cards say New Mexico, dum dum dum. If you give me a reading, I will give you a gold nugget from the chest. Well, absolutely, Kurt. Let's see. He's the fool. Well, I'll tell you what, I will pull a card. I'll just do one. This is quick. And let's see what we get for coming up. Softer side advice, absolutely, gallon of 10. I hope that you will join us tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Otherwise, you can email me at thesofterside.info@gmail.com with any questions or topic suggestions. All right, let's see. Everybody wants to know where the treasure is, if they have the right spot. What should we know more about in order to find the treasure? How about that? Is that a good question? What should we know more about in order to find the treasure? All right, let's see what we see. All right, we have Justice. Justice is holding a sword and a scale. We should know more about Justice. Justice. The sword represents thought and action, and scale represents wisdom. So we need to think about wisdom, balance, and action. So we need to balance action with wisdom. All right, so that's what we need to know in order to find the treasure. Balancing action with wisdom. First, you need to be wise about where it is you're going, what it is you're doing, what it is you want to achieve, and how you're going to get there, and then take action. And that is pretty much true of anything in life. So I don't know how that is for you, but I hope it is, and I don't think it applies to everybody. So yeah. Okay, thanks everybody for hanging out with me with this little after show reading and party time. And I will see you tomorrow on the softer side. And I think I will just do the outro again. Bye.